Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun looking puzzle here. It doesn't have anything that's crazy out there, but it just themes itself, I guess is the best way to put it. As you can see, there's some Texas-ness added to this puzzle. If you know anything about US geography, I don't expect everybody to do that, but this is in the shape of the state of Texas. We also have it's called Deep in the Heart by Freegerator. Deep in the Heart of Texas was it a song? I think that's correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong there. Anyway, I don't think I've done a puzzle by Freegerator before, so this will be fun to get that. We also have a couple of Texas-themed rule sets that are actually, interestingly, one of these is a rule we just used, but it was called something different for a different reason. So with those things said, let's jump into the rules and see what's actually going on here. So we've got normal Sudoku apply. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Now we've got Texas Hollers. So this is saying that adjacent digits on a gold line differ by at least 6. So we have the outline of Texas here is all gold lines. There's 2 different lines though, and the digits must differ by 6. So it's kind of it's a riff on the German whisper. And like I said, we just did a puzzle a couple of days ago, probably by the time this one comes out, where the same rule set was attributed to something called Lovely Whispers, which was good timing for the Valentine's Day, which is coming up here. So anyway, this is digits differ by 6, so whatever this digit is, this one has to be 6 away from it, and so on and so forth down the line. Now, we also have partial Kropki, and I said this on another puzzle I just did, if it's released by this point, but I'm not sure why partial is used on some of these things, but because it's using both of the Kropki rule sets. So anyway, digits separated by a white dot differ by 1, or we can say they are consecutive. So all of these white dots have consecutive digits, or they're differing by 1. And then digits separated by a black dot and a 1 to 2 ratio. So these groups of black dots are in 1 to 2 ratios, or another way to think about it is one of them is double the other, or one is half of the other. And then not every possible dot location is marked. Maybe that's the concept of partial, meaning that there's no negative constraint that could be possible. Anyway, the final rule set is everything is bigger, and it's not like an official motto, I don't think, of Texas, but it's a common statement to say that everything's bigger in Texas, if you were not aware. So anyway, okay, this is interesting. Every gray square inside Texas is larger than its surrounding digits. Every gray square outside Texas is smaller than its surrounding digits. So there's only one square here inside Texas. And is this generally in the location of Dallas-Fort Worth in Texas? I kind of feel like DFW's up here somewhere, but I could be wrong on that one. Anyway, this is the only gray square inside Texas, so it counts for a greater than or less than, but this would be the greater than. So this digit is greater than all 3 or 4, I can count, digits that are orthogonally connected. And the other gray squares are going to be less thans because they are outside of the limits of Texas. In fact, I think these guys are out in the ocean. But this one, whatever it is, these digits would have to be higher than it. And those are the rules. So again, nothing out there crazy. It's just using some of the rule sets we've used in the past and then kind of changing their names to create a theme for Texas. So anyway, with all that said, link's going to be in the description below. Let's get on this thing and see if we can get it figured out. So the question's going to be, where the heck do we start? Okay, here's something we had thought about when we think about these Texas Hollers lines. Because we know the digits must be 6 apart, we can completely remove 4, 5, and 6 from any of these lines, because you can't put anything next to any of them and have a legitimate 1 through 9 digit. So if none of these can be 4, 5, or 6, these must be 4, 5, 6. This can't be 5 because it's on a black Kropki. Now let's see if that turns into anything. Because if this is a 4, this is either a 2 or an 8. And if this is a 6, this could be a 3. Now going back onto the white Kropki side, if this is a 4, this could be 3 or 5, but it can't be 5 because we just said 5 is here and 5 can't go on the line. And if it's a 6, it could be 5. Again, that doesn't work on the line, or 7. So those seem to be our options. Now, well, I don't know if this is very helpful, but this cannot be a 3-6 pair. So it'd be from a 1, 2, 4, 8. The reason why is because if this is 3, 6, this is 7 and 4. 7 and 4 are not consecutive. Again, I don't think that did anything, but it's there. What about the remainder of this region? Because, again, thinking back to what our typical German whispers, and then we have to tweak it for the Texas Hollers, is that the digits 4 and 6 on German whispers would normally be very restricted because they can only be next to one digit. But we know we can't use 4 and 6, so the next two digits now in line are going to be 3 and 7. We know one of the 3s or the 7s is already on this line. And this can't be a 3 or a 7 because it would force both of these to either be 9 or 1, same here and same here. So the locations of the 3s and the 7s must be in these 3 spots. But okay, the problem with this can't be a 3 or 7 either, by a slightly different reason. These have to be the same high or low grouping. So like on German whispers, we go high, low, high, low, high, low. The Texas Holler rule here is going to make that be the same situation where we can never have a mid. We can change our high or lowness. We have to keep them at the same. So if this was a 3 and this was a 7, we would break this puzzle. So therefore, this is a 3 or 7, and then this has to be the other one, so therefore this just is 3 and this is 7. Therefore, this has to be 6 to satisfy the Kropkis. Okay. Now, with that said, let's look at these digits. Or what we can actually do, because we have the high-low groupings sorted. Let's color these. I'll use yellow. Yeah, that reads fine. For highs, all of these will be highs, and then we'll use probably a green or a blue. Let's use green for low. So now we know all of the groupings of highs and lows. So these must be low digits, and they can't be 3, so they're 1s and 2s. Well, this is a 7. It can only go next to a 1 because it has to be 6 away. So this is a 1-2 pair. This is a high digit, and it has a 3, so it has to go with the 9. Again, therefore this is 8. Now, I think we have enough information to just start plugging in the low and high digits and then seeing what can be ruled out. Again, we can't ever put a 4 now on any of these because we have the Texas Holler rule, so we can get rid of that. This can't be a 3, actually, because it can't be next to an 8, so this is not a 1. This one here can't be a 3. This one actually could still be, because we could put 2 9s here. This one could be a 3, so could this one. This one can't be, this one can't be, and this one can't be, because we can't put double 9s yet again. So we get a 1, 2, 3 pairing in here, and this is a 1, 2, so this one is our 3, and therefore this is our 9. Good. This has to be from 7 or 8, because it can't be 9, and it has a 2 next to it, so it actually just is a given 8. This is from 7 or 9. We can't quite determine this one because these could both be, oh wait, this is a 2. This should sort out these guys for a second. You're not 2. think that's as far as we can go with that one. Let me put this on silent here. This has to be a high digit, and it can't be 9, so it's either 7 or 8. I almost said 6 there. It can't be 7 because there's a 2, so this is 8. Therefore, we have a white Kropki with an 8, so this has to be 7. These now have to be from 4, 5, and 6. And we can actually use that information because this obviously can't, this has to be lower than these 2 digits because of the gray cell, so it has to be the 4. And then these are a 5, 6 pair. Now, can we... Well, let's just put in our high digits here and see what happens. None of these can be 7s because that's a 2. This one actually here just says this is a 9. Therefore, this is an 8. This one can't be a 7 because that's a 2 right there. Same here. This one could still be 7 because this could still be 1. Okay. That seems to be the extent that we can take our Texas Holler line at this point. But let's think about our everything's bigger clue again now. This is an 8, so this has to be bigger than 8. The only one that works there is a 9. Therefore, this is 8. That 8 and this 8 here both see this one, so this is a 1. So we could have done further. I just didn't see that real quickly. This can't be a 3, so it must be a 2. Good. Do we have anything further? The 8, no, the 8 can't go here because of that 8. So this is 9 again. And now I don't see a definitive way to rule out either one of these 2. So we're going to have to maybe look elsewhere, like back to our black Kropki that we had here. We know this is now no longer a 1, so there is a 4. Oh, actually, there's a 2-8 pair looking at it. So this is 4. We don't know what this is just yet. It could be 2 or 8. Good. Now, this 9 being here doesn't really do a ton, because these could be almost anything. Obviously, they can't be an 8, but anything below 9 will work here. Do we have anything... Is this white Kropki going to get us anywhere at the moment? Because we know we have a bunch of digits here, so we can put something on here, or at least we can reduce our options about what this can be. We have 4, 5, 6, and 7. This can't be 7. That doesn't seem to do much, does it? Because this isn't going to give us much here either. This could be from 3, 4, 5, or 6. I'll just put them in because we're there. And there's nothing necessarily saying that these have to be different digits either. These could both be a 6, let's say, and this could be a 5. So, what further? Let's look down the line this black Kropki and see if we can figure something out. We can't use 1, 2, 3, or 8. So this could be 4 or 6. Does that give us anything? Because if this is 6, this is 3. If this is 4, this is 2. It doesn't really look into it, though, does it? Okay, I was hoping that would break something out, but it doesn't look like it completely does. Is there anything in one of these rows or columns that we can start to think about? Like, a 4 must go down here. What else? Oh, what about base Sudoku? Where does a 2 go? It has to go here. So let's look at that now. We probably could have gotten into that a little bit sooner, but that's okay. Let's go back and start at 1. Square 1, as they say. One of these is a 1. See if anything pops up. It's not looking like the 1s are going to get us any further. 2s, nothing great on them. We don't really have much in terms of 3s, although we can say that one of these is. Nothing for 4s or 5s. 6s, we only have 1, so there's not much there. What about 7s, 8s, and 9s? There's multiple places there. There's multiple places in a lot of these for 7s. Let's look at 8s and 9s because they have the most on them at the moment. Okay, so we can actually say this is a 1, 2, 8. And if we had seen it in this term, we could say these are from 1, 2, and 8. So one of these is 8, which means this is 8 here. 1, 2. This cannot be a 3. Now again, I don't know that that necessarily does anything for us, but it's going to tell us what these digits are at least, because we need to have we need a 3 in this column, so it has to go here. Therefore, this isn't. We also need the other of the 7 or the 9, and this can't be a 9, so this is 7, 9. Therefore, this is not 7. So these are a 4, 5, 6. That doesn't give us anything either, but that's okay. This is a 4, 5, or 6. So we do actually get a 4, 5, 6 triple here, which means these are from 3 and 7. And these two are from 5 and 6. It just, all that really does is give us some pencil marks here. We can't really determine anything here just yet either, because this could be a 4 with 2 5s, 5 with 2 4s, or 2 6s. I think all of those would work. So let's take a look elsewhere and see what is still out there. We need a 3 in one of these. The 4, 5, and the 6 doesn't help very much. What else needs to go? We need a 7 in one of these two. Okay, this doesn't seem to be getting us anywhere either. We're getting just pencil marks, but we can't do anything with this guy because this could be anything. So what else do we have out here that we can use clue-wise? We already, well, can we say anything about this guy? There might be some things we could say, because the 4, 5, 6 pair here actually does put a bit of a restriction on this guy. Now, it could be a 1, 2 if... No, it can't be a 1, 2, sorry, duh. I was thinking it could be a 2, 3 if this was a 2 and this was a 3. It could be a 3, 4. Oh, it can't be a 3, 4, duh. Let's go back there. It can't be 4, 5 because of this 4 and because of this. Can't be 5, 6 because of this. It could be 6, 7 or 7, 8, but this can't be 8. No. That didn't really take us anywhere. So, okay. I thought we might get a little bit more out of this, but is there anything else in this column that we know must go somewhere? Like a 9. One of these is a 9. That's not very helpful because the less than is in the middle of those two. So obviously these will be less than the 9. What else? This guy with the 4 or 5 here, it also is slightly restricted, but I don't think it's restricted to a point where we have anything massive to remove. Because obviously it can't be 1, 2, or 2, 3, but it could be a 3, 4. It can't be 4, 5, but it could be from 5, 6, and 7. And this obviously can't be 7. And this, well, there's nothing we can move there. So, just looking on this row to see if there's anything in here that's can be determined. And the answer does not seem to be at the moment. So what's our next look then? We've got to be able to work something out here. So let's think about the other clues we haven't used yet. This guy could be a lot of things. And this 3, 5, 6 grouping here, it doesn't do a whole lot to reduce what it could be. We know it can't be 1, obviously, so it could be 2, 3, 4, or 5. Again, it's very minimal as to what it could be. This guy could be almost anything. This guy could be almost anything, etc., etc. Okay, so where is it something to do with this that maybe I just hadn't fully understood? Is it possible that these are the same digit? Because if it's not, we are given a 5, because we'd have to make a transition. So what if these are the same digit? Doing a quick think on that. Because they could both be 4s. That has no impact over here. That would put a 5 here. 6, 6, 5. All that seems to work. If they're both 5s, again, it creates 6, 5, 6. Well, I guess we know one of these is a 4 because of this region. Is that a better way to think about it? If one of these is a 4, this is never a 6. But again, this can't be a 6. Okay, so that's all it was, maybe. Because if we know one of these is a 4, this obviously can't be a 6 because it forced this to be a 4. This can't be a 6 because it forced this to be a 4, and they're not consecutive. So we get a 4, 5 pair, which then we can differentiate between our 6s and our 5s. So you're not 6. And we get a 4, 5 here, so we can look at what these can be. They are 3 and 6. There we go. Took a second. We got there. Therefore, this is 4, and this is 2. So that is going to be very useful now. So these are from 5 and 7. Good. Now that 2 does reduce this, and it puts the 1 here. Therefore, this is 8 and 2. Now, what else does that say? It means one of these is an 8. This can't be an... Oh, wait, no, that's opposite. I was thinking opposite. I was thinking this can't be an 8 because this would have to be a 9. This is lower than these. So 8 here is quite possible. Okay. Now, we know one of these is... Okay, so this is a 2-8 pair because we now have 2s and 8s. So this can't be 6 or 7. Therefore, this can't be 6. It's either a 2, 3, or 7, 8, 2 like that. We get a 3, 7 pair and a 2, 8 pair. Can we use that? These have to be from 1, 9, 4, 5, or 6. This is not 1 anymore, by the way. Okay, so this can't be 9. And it can't be 6, because if this was 6, we'd only have a 9 that could be bigger. I'm wondering if the 5 can also go, or This can't be 4. Trying to find this little bit of a break here. If this is 5, these are 6s and 9s, and this could still be a 7. So that we can't rule out that 5 just yet. There really must be something else that gives us, though. What about the rest of these? Is there anything in here now that's reduced? We need to put a 6, so one of these is. The 3s and the 7s. So this, okay, because of the 3 and the 7 are now ruled out from all of these. We know one of these is a 3 or a 7. These, we know we have to have a 6 because of this and the other 3 or 7. So this is a 3, 6, 7 grouping. That forces this to be a 5. That removes 5 here. Now, what does that really do for us? Is there anything? We're probably going to have to get into this white Kropki at some point here. So let's think about what can go in here, and then maybe we can derive something from that. So we could do 3, 4, 6, or 7. This can't be a 3, because this can't be 2 or 4. Okay, so maybe we can peel this back. Can it be 4? This could be 3 or 5. Yes, it could. This could be 6, because this could be 5 or 7. And this could be 7, because this could be 6. Okay. So, again, we're not getting a ton here. Maybe there's something here that's a given. Let's think about that then. What's the only other digits left over here? 1, 2, the 5. Okay, so one of these is a 5. That removes 5 from all of these. So that's something. Now, it tells us one of these two is a 5. That doesn't help us. Well, this can never be a 1. Oh, that's probably what it was. We could have ruled this out as being a 1 because it has to be higher than this one. I just didn't get into that. So the only place a 1 can work is here. Again, that's the least useful place for a 1. But it is what it is. Now none of these can be 1s. So okay, actually the 1 does help out. One of these two has to be a 1. Now, thinking about it correctly, like we incorrectly thought about the 8 here, this cannot be a 1, so this is, which means this is an 8. Therefore, this is a 1 to finalize our 1s. And let's see if we can take Sudoku any further for us. Our 1s are completely done, so that's good. Our 2s are left with an X-wing. Don't have a lot of 3s on the board currently. Neither do we have a lot of 4s. We do know one of these is a 4. So what does that say? It says one of these is a 4. Now the 4 here we can't necessarily rule out, because there's ample opportunity, I think, for there to be higher digits than 4 all around it. Yeah, there is. Okay. So let's continue our little walk down the Sudoku side. This is not 5. Nope. 6s. Really thought we would be getting into something a little more juicy here. It doesn't quite feel like it. What about 8s and 9s? Because we have a lot of those digits. Okay, again, we know this is a 2-8 pair by Sudoku. So we've got this X-wings of 2s and 8s, which don't do a whole lot, but maybe because we have this row, or column, I mean now, we can start looking at what's left over, and there's hopefully something that will work its way out here. So what do we need? 3, 5, and 7. Of course, why would that? Well, we can look at this row now, though, and say that there is a 6 on this thing. Now, if there's a 6, there can't be a 3, and there can't be a 4. Let's just put that in for a second. So it's either 5, 6, or 6, 7. Neither one necessarily is restricted. We can go back to our 4s, though, if we look at those, because none of these can be 4s. So this is a 4 here, which points at our 5 and our 4. That 5 removes this from being a 5. So now we're looking at this being a 3 or a 4, and it just has to have higher digits around it. So what are these? And maybe there's something in that that's more obvious. So they have to at least be 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, and I'll just go through them. This can't be 4, 5, 6, or 7. Oh, we could have also looked, there's a 2-8 pair here. I didn't see that until now. This is 9. This is not. This is not 5 either. Okay. Again, the 9 just likes to sit here and taunt us. We know we've got a 2-8 pair going here as well. The 6 here is saying this is not 6. Of course, that said the same thing here. This one doesn't want to quite give up on it, does it? Unless I'm just missing obviousness. What about you guys? Is there anything in this grouping we must have? Doesn't appear to be. What about you? You cannot be 1, 2, 3. You could be 4. Can't be 5. Is a 6 possible here? 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's not. This is 4. Okay, there we go. We just had to look at the right clue again. Therefore, this is 7. This is 4. This is 6 and 5. This is now 3, 7. These are not 7s. Good. Let's see. What did that do for us? What is this digit? This is 9. Therefore, this is 6 and 9. This is not 6. Looking back, this is not 6, so this is a 4, 5 pair. Let's get rid of those. So the 4, 5 here now finally gets us here. So this is 6. That forces 5 and 4, and then we should be able to now finalize a lot of this, hopefully. The 7 gave us the 3 and 7. That's going to give us a 4 and a 3 and a 6. And these are not 3s anymore. The 5 and the 7, we do have a 5, 7 pair, so this is not a 5, but we can just look at what these can be. This 4 means this is 3 or 5. What are these 3 digits? We've got 3, 5, and 9. You're not 9 or 5, so you're 3, 5, 9. There we go. This 6 also gives us this 3, 6, and this will be... Wait, how did I do a typo there? This is not... No, I put the wrong digit in. Stupid. These are 3, 5, and 7. I don't know why sometimes... But let's go back to the 6. Let's not focus on our typos here. This is 3 and 6. This 4, no, that doesn't quite work. What are these 2 digits? There's got to be something here that's going to work this out. 3 and 6. 6 here, yes, so 3, 6. That 3 is now going to give us the proper 5. We get rid of those, and that 3 also gives us a 7. 3, 5, 7, 5, 7. And now we need to use our white Kropki to finish this off. So this is 8 and 2 and 8 and 2. And there we go. Yee-haw. I do like the continuation of our Texas theme there. This thing has been solved a bunch of times. Means it's a not too difficult puzzle, but it was definitely fun to go into the Texanisms. Is a word I'm going to use, even if it's not correct. I don't care. But I definitely really enjoyed this one. I love the fact you're putting a theme to something, using some normal rules that we've used before a lot in the past, and just kind of made a play with them. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. I certainly did, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.